on our fix and flips, we can go down as low as 10% down. And then we'll finance you 100% of the rehab budget.
What would be maybe a range of, average terms that, people could expect to hear from you?
Sure. So depending on the actual program we're looking to focus on. So if you decide you want to actually do fix and flip, right? If you want to focus on the BRRRR method that everybody talks about, right? Yeah. Whatever your goal is, you want to make sure you write down what your goal is first, because actually that's the only way you'll know what works for you is by writing down what you're actually going to do first. And then we can custom tailor. If you talk to me and, hey, listen, this is what I'm going to do, David, what do you think? Right? I don't mind that. I don't mind chatting on the phone, giving some pointers on what you should do to actually utilize our services or to leverage your buying power and when you just first starting off. But for that matter, so on our fix and flips, we can go down as low as 10% down. And then we'll finance you 100% of the rehab budget. So what does that look like? So let's say you buy a property that's $200,000, right? And let's say you're putting down only 10% down, right? But just let's caveat, I'm saying 10% down because that's as low as I can go, right? With the highest credit score, and you have your track record as high, if you have a seasoned track record, right? We can go down to as low as 10% down. But the rule of thumb for first investors, they should be focusing on about 20% down on the purchase and 100% of the rehab. Okay, so if you haven't saved up them enough yet, definitely do. Okay, and just work on properties that are in your wheelhouse of what you're looking to purchase. There are properties that are cheaper, that are 50, 60, 70, $100,000 that you can actually focus on, as opposed to the higher markets that are maybe $200,000. But for argument's sake, let's say an individual first-time flipper, average credit, puts down 20% down on 200,000. That's $40,000, right? But it's okay because we're gonna give you 100% of the rehab budget. So we're gonna pull that money 100%. So you're gonna talk to your contractor. He says, how much is it gonna take me to fix this place up to 100%, the way I like it, where it's gonna maximize my leverage, maximize my rent, right? So I don't want to put too much in, but I also want to put enough in to maximize my rental income, right? Because you're going to be renting this out, right? Or unless you decide you want to sell the property, and some of them do, right? So whatever your goal is, whatever your strategy is, you want to maximize your dollar amount, right? So let's say he says, well, it's going to take about $60,000 to fix this up. Really good, right? So we're going to put in to an escrow account for $60,000 where you can actually get dispersed or reimbursed, if you will, of the funds that you actually put in or you invested into the property already. So some contractors, depending on how you work it with your contractor or even your partner, for instance, whatever you put in, if you put in, let's say, $10,000 of money into the property, and you fixed up $10,000 worth of repairs, you're going to say, David, I fixed $10,000. I need to get reimbursed. Great. We'll send somebody to inspect it, make sure that $10,000 has been deployed into the property. We'll cut you a check for $10,000, whether it be you or your contractor, and then just rinse and repeat until you use up that $60,000.
Now that makes great sense there on that. So you guys you'll finance up to 90%, and then you guys will do 100% of the rehab. For people that don't have that, just 10 to 20% down, guys, that's what we talk about debt weapons for on the channel here all the time. If you've got that debt weapon, whether you've got access to a HELOC, whether you've got any particular line of credit cards, you can make up the deficiencies on that down payment utilizing that. So that's one of the great things about debt weapons is you can use it to basically create additional revenue streams for yourself, whether it's buying a business, whether it is buying real estate, and building up, obviously, your assets. So debt weapons would be a great play to make up that deficiency in that down payment. Some people might already have the capital, and obviously that would not be applicable, but again, it would go back to OPM. So you talked about doing that with a flip. What if it's a long-term buy and hold, David? Are the terms differently on that, or?
It is a little bit. So since you're not going to actually be doing any work to the property, you're not going to gain any realized increase into the value of the property. So let's say you buy a property for $200,000. You're not going to do anything to it, and you're going to fix. You're not going to fix anything. You're just going to actually rent it out as it is. So you buy that property for $200,000. One of the things we're going to require is 20% down. So if you're going to be actually purchasing just turnkey type of properties to rent, 20% would be actually our bare minimum. So with 20% down, we'll get you into the door with that property where it will generate income from day one if you plan it correctly, right? But yeah, 20% down is our minimum.
Okay. Guys, if you already like what you're hearing, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button below. We love seeing a bunch of those when we release these videos. Lets us know we're on the right track, bringing great content to you guys. If you already know you want to have at least a conversation with David and his team, go ahead and send an email to fortknox@vipfinancialeducation.com. That's fortknox@vipfinancialeducation.com. Include your first, your last name, and your phone number in the body of the email, and private lending conversation in the subject line. Someone from David or his team will be back in touch with you ASAP. Guys, we love going out there. We love bringing resources like David here on the channel. If you're not a subscriber already, go ahead and subscribe and ding that bell notification below. That's going to give you the heads up as we bring additional information here on the VIP channel like David and his team. So thanks for joining us, guys. The VIP Financial Education, where we help you go further, faster financially. Until next time, take care and make it a great day.